There are actually many different ways to install a slip-on rocker. However, the most common way is to slip the new rocker over the top of the existing rocker and then attach it using glue, pop rivets, screws, spot welds, or any other method you see fit. We make our slip-on rockers as easy to use as possible, so everyone, regardless of skill level, feels comfortable working with and installing them. Follow these steps and you can do it yourself. Let's show you how to attach one of our slip-on rocker panels using a 2007 Ford F-150 Super Cab, using body panel adhesive, self-tapping screws, and clamps. To start, it's imperative to make sure a slip-on rocker panel is the right solution for the vehicle's rust. If the rust is spread all the way from the bottom to the top of your rocker, leaving very little solid metal left, then the OE style or full rocker panel, like this one, is the way to go. The OE style is a stamped replica of your existing rocker that is made from a stronger gauge steel than the slip-ons, offering the potential for a more permanent solution in the hands of a professional or skilled welder. On the other hand, the economical slip-on rocker panel is slightly smaller and thinner than the OE style and covers less surface area. This smaller shape is designed to slip the new panel over the existing one after the rust has been neutralized. The slip-on rocker panel is best used when the rust is contained at the bottom of your existing rocker. As you can tell by where the rust line ends, this truck has the best case scenario to use a slip-on rocker panel from mill supply. Plenty of solid metal is still left on the top of the rocker, giving us an adequate amount of surface area to adhere to. The next step is to prep the existing rocker. Remove the rubber molding and any other accessories such as running boards that are attached to the existing rocker. Next, it's time to eliminate all the rust and unsalvageable portions of your existing rocker. Using a hammer or a cutoff wheel can be very effective in removing the large chunks of rusted metal. With the large chunks of rust gone, grind away the remaining smaller portions of surface rust and apply a rust-killing agent. All the rusty sections will turn purple as the agent eats away at the remaining surface rust. Now that the rust is neutralized, bring the new panel up to the vehicle to map out how it will fit and determine how much of the new panel needs to be cut, if any. In this case, the top section of the panel isn't needed and will be cut. It's always good to keep the vehicle's body lines in mind when deciding where to cut your rocker so that your new panel can blend in seamlessly when you add in body filler later. Next, cut the sections of the slip-on rocker you don't need, and then grind the cut edges and the sections of the panel that will be glued to the existing rocker to provide a clean surface for adhesion. It's best to do a double check at this point by bringing the panel back up to the vehicle to make sure no more cuts need to be made. You will then need to grind the areas of your existing rocker that will be glued to the panel. Make sure to go about 1 inch above your mark lines. Then clean off both areas. This helps the glue to have a stronger bond with the bare metal. Before you apply the body panel adhesive, make sure to have duckbill clamps and self-tapping screws ready. This will keep your panel in place while the glue dries. Apply the adhesive to the underside of the slip-on panel in a zigzagged motion and then use a mud spreader to smooth it out. Line up the panel with your existing rocker and then start clamping it into place at the bottom using duckbill clamps. The more clamps you have, the better. Once you have the clamps on, use self-tapping screws to hold the top and sides of the panel in place. Use a hammer to gently tap the edges of the rocker and areas that are protruding out. This will help blend the new panel with the existing one. Let the glue dry for 24 hours before you remove the clamps and self-tapping screws. Some screws may not come out, so you can always grind away the screw heads to blend them in. Next, grind away the excess dried glue around the edges of the panel, trying to get them as smooth as possible. After your edges are smooth, it's time to mix the fiberglass reinforced filler to start blending in the seams and filling in the screw holes. When using fiberglass reinforced filler, you need to mix it with hardener. The more hardener you use, the faster the fiberglass reinforced filler will dry. So if you need more time to spread, use about 1/4 of the amount we used here. Use a mud spreader to spread the body filler around the large uneven edges, screw holes, and low spots of the panel, and then smooth it out with one clean swipe. This even swipe will make it easier to sand. Once the body filler is dry, sand it down with 40 grit sandpaper. The first layer of blending is complete. For the second layer, we'll use body filler. Once again, you will need to mix in a hardener, keeping in mind how fast you want it to dry. Fill in the edges and low spots once more and finish with a clean swipe of the mud spreader. Sand down the body filler with 80 grit sandpaper as you blend it in with the body lines from your original panel. Before using glazing putty, you can spray on a low spot finder to help find the remaining low spots if you can't find them yourself. For the final layer of blending, use glazing putty. The glazing putty is very fine and is a perfect finishing touch for blending the body lines of the truck with the new panel. Mix in hardener one final time and apply the glazing putty. Once dry, sand it with 120 or 180 grit sandpaper for the best finish. Run your finger down the rocker to feel for any high or low spots, and then sand or add more glazing putty if needed. With the body work complete, clean off the rocker and prepare for primer and paint. Tape off the edges of your rocker so that the rest of your vehicle doesn't get sprayed. Apply a thin layer of primer for the first layer as shown. Once dry, add a thicker second layer of primer for a more even finishing coat. Now that the second layer of primer is dry, it is recommended to add a layer of chip guard to the bottom half of your rocker. Chip guard helps protect your rocker panel from small dents and scratches normally caused by rocks and debris on the road. After the chip guard is sprayed on, your rocker panel is officially prepped for paint. Slip-on and OE style rocker panels each have their respective pros and cons. Thankfully, Mill Supply carries both options for most vehicles so that you can decide which solution best fits your vehicle's restoration. Make your rocker panel selection at millsupply.com.